Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 most used weapons in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now today's countdown is going to include rifles, bows, shotguns, and handguns. And we are going to head straight into it. Coming in at number 10 on our list of top 10 most used weapons in Call of the Wild is the Recurve Bow. Now the Recurve Bow comes in Weapon Pack 1. It is definitely one of the tougher bows to use in the game because there is no scope for it. Basically, what you want to do is get as close as you can to the animal, and usually you want to be at least 40 meters or closer to take a really good shot. Now, all bows require patience. It does take time to sneak in and not spook the animal. But once you start using the Recurve Bow, it is a lot of fun to use, and you just gotta have the patience to get really nice and close, and it really isn't that hard to use. These are the stats for the Recurve Bow. It is free to purchase in the store once you have purchased Weapon Pack 1. Coming in at number 9 on our list of top 10 best weapons used in Call of the Wild is the Caplock Hudzik Muzzleloader. Now, the Muzzleloader is more of a fun weapon than a practical weapon. It is a lot of fun to use, but you only get one shot, and the reload takes a very, very long time. Now, you can cycle over to another weapon for a follow-up shot and reload it after the fact, but the Muzzleloader zeroes in at 100, 150, and 200 meters. So I'm gonna 0 to 150. It comes with this sweet scope. I think we got him. And here I will just let the reload animation go so you can see how very long it is. Now the muzzleloader comes with two different ammunitions. There are the round balls and the mini balls, and between the two, the muzzleloader is good for classes 3 all the way up to 8. And the reload animation, it just finished now. Now the muzzleloader comes in the Smoke and Barrels DLC, and let's see how we did here. So we did get a double lung shot from 139 meters with the muzzleloader and absolutely destroyed this croc. Very sweet. You can purchase it in Soul and Terra. Of course, you can customize it yourself. And there are two different ammos for the Hudzik Caplock muzzleloader, being the mini balls, which are good for classes 4 to 8, and we do have the round balls, which are good for classes 3 to 7. So between both ammos, the muzzleloader will cover classes 3 to 8. Coming in at number 8 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the CB70 Compound Bow. Now the CB70 is a non-DLC bow. You just have to unlock it as a new player and purchase it, and you're good to go. No DLC required. It is great for bow hunting and as a defensive weapon. Pretty great to take here when you are getting attacked by aggressive crocs. Now there are a lot of great bows in the game, but the CB70 is non-DLC, which makes it very accessible to everyone. Now it zeroes in at 20, 40, and 60 meters, and I would recommend getting into about 60 meters before you take your shot. Now the only bow that you can use while prone without the Leica Pro bow skill is the crossbow, but if you do have the Leica Pro skill, you can lay prone with any bow. Otherwise, you do have to stand before taking your shot. Yeah, he knows I'm here. All right, I'm gonna take this shot. Here we go. Of course, he's not giving me a very good angle. Here we go. Now this is the single pin sight. It is also non-DLC. Jeez, I think I missed. I hit him. Oh, we dropped him. I might have got spine there. Let's go see what happened. Now, I wouldn't hunt crocs exclusively with a bow. It would take forever, but it is absolutely fantastic as a defensive weapon. And, oh, that was like a perfect shot. Oh my gosh, I got neck. That was a sweet shot, and that is a very big croc. But the CB70 is really a fantastic bow. Now, I should mention that the Brightside Rangefinder bow sight is a really sweet bow sight, but right now it doesn't seem to be working, so we won't talk about that. So here we have the Hawkedge CB70 in the store. It is a non-DLC bow, so you do have to unlock it as a new player, and it is 48,000 in-game dollars. But I just never go wrong with the Hawkedge CB70. It is such a sweet bow. Coming in at number 7 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the Cacciatore 12-gauge shotgun. Now this shotgun is a non-DLC shotgun. It has 6 shots. You do have to unlock it as a new player, but I absolutely love this shotgun. It zeroes in at 25, 50, and 75 meters. You can use it with or without the scope, but the scope does have to be unlocked as well. Now when I'm hunting ducks and quail and little stuff, I do prefer the scope, but you can definitely use it and get used to it without it. Beautiful, and the 6 shots come in so handy. We're getting a little too far away now. Now I like to use the Cacciatore with the Virant 22. I use the Cacciatore for those up close shots and the Virant 22 for when they get a little too far to use a shotgun. You can use birdshot, buckshot, and slugs. Birdshot is good for class 1, buckshot is good for classes 2 to 5, and the slugs are good for classes 4 to 8, so the Cacciatore will cover you from classes 1 all the way up through class 8. And this is the shotgun scope, which is also non-DLC, but you do have to unlock it, and it can be quite a lot of work to do that. Coming in at number 6 on our list of top 10 most used weapons in Call of the Wild is the Rhino 454 handgun. Now the Rhino is one of the most versatile weapons in the game. It is good for classes 4 all the way up through 9, and the Sunberg comes for free in the store. It was a gift from EW for the 5th anniversary of Call of the Wild, and this is a super powerful handgun. This is definitely the most powerful handgun in the entire game. And being that it's class 4 to 9, you can use it on a wide array of animals. Now it zeroes in at 25, 50, and 75 meters max, so you do have to get in fairly close, but I have taken 5 great ones with the Rhino. That's how much I trust it. It just seems super OP for most animals. All right, we got him. I didn't think I got him, but I did. Now the 10mm is also a really good handgun. It actually has 15 shots. This is it right here, but it isn't nearly as powerful as the Rhino. A lot of the times, animals will absolutely crumble, like gray wolves will just drop and not get up from a shot from the Rhino, and I'm getting killed. So we got a right long shot there, and that was just because of the angle, and I almost messed that shot. Yikes. Had I been back here, I definitely would have gotten a double lung, and he wouldn't have run as far, but we were lucky to get that shot. But the Rhino is an absolute powerhouse, and I use it all the time. We have the regular variation, and we do have the Sunberg. Now, the Sunberg is free, so everyone will have access to this, and the soft ammo. It is a non-DLC handgun, which is absolutely sweet, so you will have it right from level 1. And I do greatly prefer the 454 flat nose hard cast bullets that have 100% penetration. They will just destroy everything from classes 4 all the way up to class 9. The hollow points only have 25% penetration, so I definitely like to stick with the flat nose hard cast bullets. Now I believe the jacketed hollow point bullets do come unlocked for a new player, so you definitely can start with these, but you will want to unlock and purchase the flat nose hard cast bullets as soon as you possibly can, because it's just gonna make the Rhino that much more deadly. Coming in at number 5 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the Virant 22 LR. I got it, and splat. Now the Virant 22 LR has 10 shots. It is only good for class 1, and it zeroes up to 150 meters, so that makes it a really sweet class 1 weapon. Now there also is the Zarza 22 in the game, but the difference is that the Zarza 22 only has 5 shots. It still will cover those class 1 species, but when you're hunting ducks in the air, anything that flies, you're gonna wanna have 10 shots. It is going to make a big difference. So I take the Virant 22 to any map that has class 1 species. Great for ducks, bunnies, turkeys, any of those class 1s. And that is a pretty sweet picture. What a pose. Not too bad. Now the Virant 22 comes in Weapon Pack 1, and it is a purchase I really don't think you will ever regret. Now there are 2 different ammos for the Virant 22. You can use the 22 trunnicated cone bullets, which I greatly prefer to the jacketed hollow point bullets. They are a little bit more expensive, but they have quite a lot more penetration at 17 compared to 5. And here we have the Virant 22 LR in the store. Once you do purchase Weapon Pack 1, it is totally free and is only good for classes 1, but this is your best class 1 weapon in the game. Coming in at number 4 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the Ranger 243 rifle. Now the 243 comes with the base game. It is good for classes 2 to 6. I would say that its direct competitor would now be the 22 250, but the Ranger 243 is going to have smoother recoil. I find all of the bolt actions have a little bit of a shake when reloading, with their reload animation making the second shot not as easy to take. Also, the 243 being non-DLC is most accessible to all players, and it zeroes in at 75, 150, and 300 meters, so you can take nice long shots with it. I used to give the 243 a really hard time, but I actually think it's a pretty good rifle. I believe we got him. This is another rifle I take to pretty much every map, anything that has class 2 and 3 species, I take the 243. Okay, so we got a beauty left long shot there, and that was a pretty decent shot, 261 meter shot, and we did pull a gold out of the feral goats. And don't they look amazing? But the 243 definitely belongs in just about every loadout. It does come with the base game. You do get the soft point ammo for free, but you really do want to save up and use the polymers. They're gonna do a way better job for you. So here are the soft points that are free. The 243 is good for classes 2 to 6, but with the soft points, you only have 15 for penetration, but with the polymers, that doubles and goes up to 30. So it is actually worth it to spend the money and get the polymers, even when you can get the soft points for free. Now, this is actually the Zagan Varminter 22-250 that just came out with the Emerald Coast DLC. This weapon is good for classes 2 to 4, so it is a competitor with the 243, and you definitely can substitute it. But the 243, I think, is a better choice just because it is non-DLC and everyone has access to it. Coming in at number 3 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the Zarza 10 308. Now, the 308 is my absolute favorite 4-8 rifle in the game. This is the rifle that I use for my Great One grinding. I just find it has the smoothest recoil. I just love how it handles. It's just my personal favorite. Now, there are a lot of really good 4-8 rifles in the game, and I am going to mention all of them because you really can't go wrong with any of them. It really does come down to personal preference. So we also have the Eckerd's 30-06, the M1, FL Sporter 303, and that comes with the T Aurora DLC, and it also is a very sweet 4-8 rifle. I love the way it handles as well, and I definitely would not have a problem using it to grind for Great Ones. So this is the Zarza 308. All of the 408s zero in at 50, 150, and 300 meters. And Splat. It just is such a great rifle. It is a little bit quieter than the other 4-8s, but the recoil is just so smooth. I just love this rifle. And there is a left long shot, so absolutely sweet. This weapon is one of the 4-8s. We have many in the game, and quite honestly, they are all going to do an amazing job, but the Zarza 308 just seems to stand out from the rest. This is a weapon I use for all of my grinds. It just seems to have the best recoil and just seems to run more smoothly. I just really enjoy using it. And once again, you do want to go with the polymer tips. They have a penetration of 44, whereas the soft points only have a penetration of 19. Now, my second favorite 4-8 rifle is the FL Sporter 303 that comes with the T Aurora DLC. This is another amazing 4-8 rifle, handles amazingly well, has very smooth recoil. You always want to have 3 points in recoil management though. It will help you with every weapon in the game. Another competitor would be the M1 Iwaniak, and this weapon is known for its famous ping. When you take the 5th shot, I shot over 7,300 whitetail with this weapon, and it is going to do an amazing job for you. Really, whatever your favorite 4-8 rifle is, will do just fine because there really isn't a lot of difference between them. It's just really preference. And the last 4-8 rifle that is also absolutely amazing is the Eckerd's 30-06. This is a classic. This has been used for absolute years. It is also good for classes 4 to 8, and you just can't go wrong with the 30-06. Coming in at number 2 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the 7mm bolt action. Now, the 7mm bolt comes in the Hunter Power Pack. The big difference between it and the non-DLC 7mm is that the bolt action has 3 shots. This is it here, and the non-DLC 7mm only has the 1 shot, and then you have to immediately reload. So it's not great for doing a grind, but it is fantastic for just doing some trophy hunting. Now, both of the 7mm are good for classes 4 all the way up to 9, making them extremely versatile and great for players who don't have any weapons that go all the way up to class 9. Now, all of the bolt actions, in my opinion, are not as smooth with the recoil as other rifles. Now, watch as I take 2 down. With the reload animation, you'll see a little bit of a jump before I can line up my second shot. Let's try it. Here we go. See that little jump there? I didn't even get the second shot. Come on. 3 shots is better than 1, but 4 would be even better. Now it is powerful. That fallow deer is going to die. I'm just gonna have to track it. But it did manage a double long shot there, and that was from 186 meters, so that is pretty darn powerful. And it blew through the humerus. Not bad. Okay, so now we have the non-DLC 7mm, and now if you are a new player and you're going the non-DLC route, you do want to get your hands on the non-DLC 7mm as fast as you can. You want to unlock it and start using this baby. It is going to help you quite a lot. It is very powerful. The only drawback is that there is no follow-up shot. That's Splat. See, it just automatically reloads, making it tough to take a follow-up shot, but we only had one over there. And we did get a double lung shot from over 200 meters, just showing you how powerful the 7mm is. So if you don't have a weapon for those class 9s, the Malmer has you covered. Now, if you are sticking with non-DLC, you're gonna wanna get your hands on the 7mm Magnum. It is $36,000. You will have to unlock it as a new player, so it will definitely help you as a new player. Coming in at number 1 on our list of top 10 best weapons in Call of the Wild is the 300 Magnum. Now the 300 comes with the Yukon Valley DLC. It is good for classes 7 to 9, and this is my absolute favorite weapon in the entire game. It is super powerful. It has 4 shots. Its direct competitor would be the 338 bolt action, which if you can't get your hands on the 300 will still do a pretty decent job at classes 7 to 9, but with the 300, it's just a little bit more powerful than the 338, and it does have less recoil. With the 300, you can zero in at 75, 150, and 300 meters, and I just love using the 300. So this top 10 list has mostly been based on my personal preferences, but also what I see going on in the community. Okay, so we got a right long shot with the 300 there. Even with the 300, it is tough to get a double long on a moose because moose seem to be tanks. I'm not sure why they're not class 9 animals, but the 300 is going to do the best job on any moose grind. And I just absolutely love using the 300. It is so much fun to use. It is very expensive. It's 75,000 in-game dollars, but it is worth every single penny. This is my absolute favorite weapon in the entire game. It just feels like a powerhouse when you shoot it, and it is very strong and very deadly. When you look at the 300 Magnum polymers, they have a penetration of 42, whereas the saw points only have a penetration of 21, so you definitely do want to stick with those polymers. And the 300 is good for classes 7 to 9. Now, if you want to get your hands on a 7 to 9 rifle that is not so hard to achieve, you can purchase the Hunter Power Pack, which has the Tsurugi 338 bolt action. So this is also good for classes 7 to 9, and this is the direct competitor for the 300. It will do a great job at covering classes 7 to 9. It just isn't quite as smooth on the recoil, and I find the 300 to be a little bit more powerful, but still an amazing 7 to 9 rifle. Let me know in the comments what your top 3 favorite weapons are in Call of the Wild, and thanks so much for watching. We will definitely see you guys in the next one.